2 years ago, if I was asked what I planned to do after high school, I wouldn't have known the answer, because in all reality, I didn't plan to make it this far. My name's Karson. I was born and raised in Craig, and I'm a junior at Moffett County High School and a concurrent enrollment student at Colorado Northwestern Community College. My favorite thing to do as a kid was imagine the person that I would be in the future. Would I be an astronaut, a doctor, a firefighter, or a circus performer? Each one of these seemed possible in my idealistic mind, and every day after school, my sister and I would ride the bus to the Craig Boys and Girls Club. The club was a place that I felt accepted, and I could share my wild thoughts. My ambition and drive were not just tolerated by my club, but instead, they were celebrated. I continued my membership for a time until my sister and I both stopped going. I went through the years caught in my own daydreaming head, forever riding a tidal wave of joy, determined to lift everyone else up with me. The transition from elementary to middle school is a daunting experience that we all must face. For me, this is where I felt the lowest of lows. My wave came crashing into shore one day when a boy my age made fun of the clothes that I wore. My outfit was a blue t-shirt and jeans that were too short for my legs. My legs were long and unmatched to the rest of my body, but what my peers didn't know is that the bills were piling at home and my parents weren't able to keep pace with my growth. Of course, the boy didn't know that my family was struggling to stay afloat with the expenses of life, but I, who developed a sense of economy and insecurity far too early, knew the real reason my jeans were too small. Over the next 4 years, I was repeatedly put down for my big ears, my acne, and again, my lankiness. I shielded myself from the comments, and I acted as though they rolled off my back. However, this wasn't the truth. Each blow was just more salt in the wound. I held constant fear over how I looked, but the fear that was most prevalent was out of home. Money was always tight, and it began to drive a wedge between my parents, one that I believed to be irreparable. The family that was supposed to be my safe space quickly became a roller coaster that lacked any consistency. The constant ups and downs led an adolescent me to find solace in my sister and a reliance on alcohol and self-abuse in the form of a razor blade. My sister was at the time a junior staff at the Boys and Girls Club. This inspired me to apply because I needed to fuel my addictions. I got the job. On my first day, I met a boy with big ears like mine and vibrant red hair. He asked my name, I told him, and he told me that I was his best friend. I gave a half-hearted giggle, but when I looked into his eyes, I saw a reflection of the person that I used to be. Outgoing, social, and happy. It was as though a switch had flipped in my brain, and I realized that the stereotype of easily falling back into old habits was entirely true, but that it might also be a blessing. I found myself wanting to go back to the joyful and future-oriented person that I once was. I knew that it was time to change. I now knew that it was time to put down the bottle and the blade, and I can say that I haven't picked them up ever since. Weeks before, I believed that the void in my heart would be with me for life. But this profound interaction with someone half my age finally convinced me otherwise. From then on, with every new face I saw, I made a friend. The financial burdens that my family bore ripped us into fragments, but the skills and love that my club has taught me has begun to piece us back together, like a jigsaw puzzle. At the beginning of the speech, I confessed that my future was unclear because of my methods of self-medication. But now, thanks to my club, I'm strong, persevering, and optimistic. I'm optimistic for myself and my future. My club has taught me how to accept the darkest parts of myself, to smile again, to love with my entire heart, and most importantly, that being different is not embarrassing. It's extraordinary. People often say that the sky's the limit, but my club has taught me the opposite. There are no limits. This is why I have an intense desire to give my all in everything that I do, to reach for the stars. I plan to attend a 4-year university to study aerospace engineering, a career that my club, my family, and myself can all be proud of. Thank you for this opportunity to share my journey, and I'm so grateful that the Boys and Girls Club has been a part of it.